something that disconnects people from their past in ways that are difficult to maintain and to keep whole.
And people are still suffering from the momentum of that disconnection today. In 2020, there's massive amounts of strife and huge problems in Native American reservations because of that.
Now, still today, absolutely.
It's crazy.
And still, as has been the case in Native American history, incredible signs of resilience, of innovation, of new forms of community that have really.
They're getting back at us with the casinos.
Well,
that's what they're doing.
I've heard that before. But,
it's not us. I should say clearly. I'm a child of immigrants.
Well, I mean, this is another development that's kind of ironic in some ways.
Hey, no, it is. It's bizarre that they're getting wealthy off of this weird vice.
Well, another addiction.
Yeah, another addiction.
Is gambling a drug?
Is it? Do you think?
We had a great class on addiction.
Have you ever been around gambling addicts? Like real gambling?
No, I mean...
I've been around a bunch of them. It's a drug. It's a drug.
That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, my God.
Something's going on in the brain, too, that's going to be, where you're going to be seeing some kinds of activities that, will lead people to continue on in the behavior.
Yeah, it's for sure a pattern that people fall into. Like my grandmother was addicted to playing the numbers.
Yeah.
I remember she was always losing. And she was always like saying, "Oh, I was supposed to bet this one and I bet that one." Like that was the whole deal with my grandmother, Italian grandmother in New Jersey, And the numbers were obviously this mob-run, weird lottery thing for the neighborhood. But it wasn't until I was in my 20s that I started playing pool that I was around real hardcore gambling addicts that would bet on raindrops running down a window. They would bet on anything and everything, and their life revolved on getting bets and winning and losing. It was their whole. There was their juice for their life.
Right.
It was all gambling.
Oh, right, the life source or something, but also destructive in its way.
It was overbearing, but it's hard to say it was destructive. Well, it was definitely destructive in terms of their financial stability. They were always broke, but. Boy, they were engaged, and they would call it action. Right. That's what they would call it, like trying to get some action. Like it was all about this thrill of possibly winning and possibly losing.
Right.
And you could say that people are doing that when they're playing the stock market. They're just doing a nice, slow version of it. Right. Or if you're gambling on sports, you're certainly participating in it.
Right.
Right.
And there's a lot of different kinds of addiction that people have.
Sure.
Talking about religion, about drugs. Well, I think religion may be an addiction too in some ways, but
I think so. Yeah. And
do you?
For some people, yeah.
Yeah. Again, life force, life juice is what you got to keep giving yourself if you're going to make it. But yeah, I'm. It's curious to think about what are the addictions in our society.
Right.
Too much shopping or too much sex or drugs are the obvious one, but we really stretch out that term to mean, and apply to all